Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another Rookie Card Collector 123 video. In today's episode, we're going to continue our look at the true rookie cards for the National Baseball Hall of Famers. We've been working backwards. We started at the end of the alphabet with the Z's, and we are now at the letter P, so player's last name beginning with P. So, first player we're going to take a look at today is a card that's probably very familiar to everybody here. This is Tony Perez, part of the Cincinnati Reds Big Red Machine, late 1960s and primarily through the 1970s. He also played with Montreal into the early 80s. So this is a 1965 Topps. Tony Perez shares the card with two other players, as Topps did for many cards during the 60s, 70s era. The Perez card is a high number, making it a little tougher than most of the cards in the 65 Topps set, but certainly plenty of these out there. Just have to look for one in nice condition. Okay, next to Perez, we have Herb Pennock. Herb Pennock, rookie card, appears in the 1921 to 23 National Caramel card set. During the same era, there was also several American Caramel card sets. Pennock appears in those as well. 1922 American Caramel is his earliest American Caramel card. So this one's a nice black and white issue with borders on the side, and then Pennock's name and the team and the league underneath on the bottom. The National Caramels are one of the toughest of the caramel issues, tougher than most all of the American Caramel. So 1921 National Caramel, Herb Pennock, outstanding starting pitcher. Spent time with the Yankees briefly when he came up to the major leagues as a youngster with the Philadelphia A's, and also Boston. Next one we're going to look at is another very familiar one, I'm sure. This is Jim Palmer, the ace of the Baltimore Orioles staff, from the late 1960s through the 70s into the 80s. Palmer appears on this 1966 Topps card. This one many feel is undervalued and very good buy in the hobby today. Palmer, although he was probably the best pitcher in the American League for over a decade, just doesn't seem to get a lot of hobby love. But 66 Topps, Jim Palmer, true rookie. Okay, next to Palmer, we have one of the super tough post-war rookie cards, possibly the toughest post-war rookie card amongst all Hall of Famers. So this one is Leroy Satchel Paige, former Negro League great star pitcher, pitched for numerous different teams in the Negro Leagues, most famously the Pittsburgh Crawfords and the Kansas City Monarchs, as well as playing many winters in Latin America to supplement his income, as many of the Negro League guys did. So Paige actually has two rookie cards now that the leaf has been definitively dated to 1949. He has this leaf card, which is the super tough short print. These have gotten exceedingly expensive in recent years and very tough to find. Most of the time, the images, the registration is poor, the condition is rough on these. So, and even in a one grade, this is probably in the 15-20,000 range, and then going up from there. He also has a 49 Bowman, which is a substantially easier card to find, although it's not cheap. Comparatively to the Leaf, it's much more affordable. So Satchel Paige, 49 Leaf, or as another option, 49 Bowman. Okay, next one we're going to look at here is a 1929. So this is a pre-war. This is Mel Ott, who was the famed slugger for the New York Giants. in the National League. Began his career in the late 20s and was one of the big stars of the National League throughout the 30s and the first half of the 1940s. Ott was very popular Giant player. John McGraw loved him. He was an outfielder. He ended up with 511 home runs. Was the first National League hitter to hit over 500 homers at the time when Babe Ruth and Jimmy Fox were the American leaguers. So Mel Ott, true rookie card for Ott. He actually has three of them. I chose the most widely collected and probably the most available out of the three. So this is a 1929 Cashin Publications card. These were a little wider than a postcard, but kind of similar size to that, black and white. It's got Ott at the end of a nice swinging pose and in action photo. So the Cashins are, they're out there. They're not the toughest issue to find. They're not all over the place, but the Mel Ott is, I believe, the only rookie in the Cashin series. So he's one of the most popular, of course, along with Babe Ruth in the set. So 29 Cashin, Mel Ott. The other two Ott rookies from 29 would be the 4-on-1 exhibits, which was produced in 29 to 30, so over that 2-year span. And also a 29 liter novelty card, which was a smaller candy card. That one is super rare. Population on that is probably around 5 or 6 or so total. So Mel Ott, true rookie card from 1929, Cashin. Okay, next we're going to look at, this is an 1887 Old Judge, one of the 19th century guys. So this is Jim O'Rourke. O'Rourke was primarily a first baseman. Spent the majority of his time with the New York Giants club in the late 1880s, or most of the 1880s, and joined by, there was 6 Hall of Famers on that team altogether. One of the powerhouse 19th century ball clubs. So O'Rourke appears in a number of different poses, as most of the players do, in the Old Judge series, which is cataloged as N172. These were real black and white photographs, which over time, many of them have turned to more of a sepia color. But they were black and white photographs, and they were pasted onto a cardboard backing to make the card. So occasionally you'll find these with just a photograph without the cardboard backing, which maybe might have been removed from taking out of an album or scrapbook. Those are considered to be skinned by the grading companies, and they will only grade those as authentic and altered. So 1887 Old Judge, Jim O'Rourke. Okay, next one we're going to look at is a pretty modern, this is more like a commemorative card. So this is Walter O'Malley, longtime owner of the Brooklyn Dodgers, eventually Los Angeles Dodgers. This is a 1988 Rinne postcard. This was a team series picturing all Dodgers. O'Malley's active career began in the 40s with the Dodgers, I believe, late 40s, and then ran through the 50s, 60s, and 70s. I believe by this time he was out of baseball. So O'Malley actually had something produced in the mid 60s, a record album, or not a record album, a record set of the small, I think, I forget the type of record, what they're called. They're the smaller records, not the big size records. But anyway, they produced a Dodgers series of those, and some of the Dodger players and coaches and all were on the cover of the paper covers where the album record would go inside. O'Malley appeared on one of those. It was put out by Union 76 Oil. I believe it was 1966. There's several Dodgers. I think there's a Don Sutton as well, which is rookie year. Don Sutton, as his rookie, was also 66 tops. So that's a very interesting collectible, but obviously it's not a card, so did not qualify for rookie card inclusion in my guide here. So 1988 Rennie postcard, Walter O'Malley. And the last one on this page here is going to be Hank O'Day. Hank O'Day was a pitcher for the Washington Ball Club in the original National Association, eventually National League. O'Day would become an umpire later on after his playing career was over, and ultimately was inducted to the Baseball Hall of Fame for his role in umpiring, as opposed to the pitching that he did for Washington in the 1880s. So his card as a rookie is the 1887 All Judge Series again. O'Day only had a couple of different poses in there. He did not have as many as some of the other players. He was not a huge star as a pitcher, so therefore they didn't produce as many different variations as some of the other Hall of Famers. So Hank O'Day, true rookie card, 1887 to 1890 Old Judge, N172s. Okay, next card we're going to take a look at is 1964 Topps Phil Niekro. This is another one of those Topps 60s multiplayer rookie stars card. Here he's pictured with Phil Roof. Niekro actually also appears on a 65 Topps Braves Rookie Stars two-player card as well, which is not a true rookie. This one would be his true rookie card, 1964. Of course, Niekro was a famed knuckleball pitcher, mainly for the Atlanta Braves, and started his career at the very beginning with Milwaukee, and 300 game winner. Okay, the next one we're going to look at is another Old Judge card from the 1880s. This one is Kid Nichols. This card is interesting in the fact that Nichols at this time was pitching for Omaha, which was a minor league American Association team. So Old Judge not only made major league player cards from National League ball players, but they also made minor league cards from several different minor leagues. One of them being the Kid Nichols card picturing him in Omaha. So some people debate whether this should be considered a rookie card because he's in his minor league uniform. The way I look at this particular scenario is the Old Judge series overall is looked at as a major league issue. And because of that, even though there's some minor league images in there, I still consider it a major league card and include that as a rookie. So therefore, it would be the true rookie card for Kid Nichols. If you took that away, Nichols also appears in the 1895 Mayo Cut Plug baseball series. So that would be the next option if you wanted to discount the Old Judge because of the Omaha affiliation. Okay, next one we're going to look at here is Hal Newhouser. Newhouser was a great pitcher during the 1940s, primarily during the World War II era, when many of the major leaguers were overseas fighting in the war. Newhouser dominated that time period in the mid 40s, winning the American League Cy Young Award, starring for the Detroit Tigers. Other than that, afterwards, he was still a good pitcher. But the dominating seasons he had were mostly during World War II, when the talent level was not quite the same. Many people consider the Leaf Newhouser, which is a short print, kind of similar to the Satchel Paige. Many people consider the Leaf Newhouser from '49 to be his true rookie card. This one is his salutation exhibit, so these were distributed from 1939 to 1946 over that 7-year period. Even at the latest 46, when they switched over to the non-salutation exhibits, even at that point in 46, it still predates the Leaf Newhouser by 3 years. So that's why I consider this one to be a true rookie card for Newhouser. Of course, the exhibits were nationally distributed in the penny arcade machines, so everybody pretty much had access to those. the same way the Leaf was a national distribution card. And next to Newhouser, we have it's a super rare Stan Musial rookie card. This is from 1946 to 47. This was produced in Cuba. It's called the Propagandist Montiel. It's got yellow borders or sometimes an orangey color border around the edges, and then a nice image of Musial following through after a swing. Like I said, these are quite rare. Populations on these are somewhere in the 20s range. And that compares to his 48 Bowman, where there's, I'm sure, 1,000 plus, or his 49 Leaf, which is similar. And the 47 Bond Bread is much fewer than the Leaf and Bowman, but a lot more easily found in this Propagandist Montiel. Musial also has a couple of other 46 issues, but they go into like 46 to 49. Their Sports Exchange, they were produced by a newspaper magazine company called the Sports Exchange, and they appear in there. Those have to be cut from a sheet. There's multiple cards, multiple players on the same page. So as far as a more traditional baseball card, the 46, 47 Propagandist Montiel would be my choice for Stan Musial true rookie. Okay, next one we're going to look at is Hall of Fame first baseman Eddie Murray. This image should be very familiar to everybody. 1978 Topps with the Rookie Cup trophy, mainstream issue. He also appears in the O-Pee-Chee set, exact same photo, but from Canada. And Murray was as we know, a great slugger, batted close to 300 for his career, and outstanding first baseman for the Orioles. Later on for several other teams. Next to Murray, we've got the 1965 Topps Joe Morgan. This is with the Houston Colt 45s. So this is a year or 2 years before they became the Astros. He shares the card again, as a lot of the 60s cards are, with the rookie prospects. This one's with a player named Sonny Jackson, who did not have a very descript career. So Morgan, again, the same card. It also appears in the O-Pee-Chee Canada series, exact same image on the front. O-Pee-Chee is much tougher to find. But the 65 Topps Joe Morgan rookie card. Next one we're going to look at is another familiar one. This is the 1978 Paul Molitor / Alan Trammell. Again, Topps Rookie Stars card with 4 players this time. That was more popular during the 70s. The 60s had a lot of 2-player cards. So this is the only card that actually pictures rookie cards of 2 Hall of Famers on the same card in baseball, similar to the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson card in basketball. So this one is a 78 rookie shortstops. Also has UL Washington and Mickey Klutz, neither one of which had a very distinguished major league career. But 2 popular shortstops, Trammell and Molitor. Molitor eventually moved to first base, became a designated hitter, and ultimately joined the 3,000 hit club. So a very impressive career for Molitor. And the last one we're going to look at might be a little more controversial. This is going to be Johnny Mize, who's pictured here in this corner. This is a 1938. These were called 4-on-1 exhibits. Again, they were from the penny arcade machines. 38 was the last year that they had the 4 players on one card. In 39, they switched to the salutation exhibits with the 1 player again. Going back to the pre-1929 time frame. So Johnny Mize actually appeared in the 1936 series. It's cataloged as R312 in the American card catalog. And those are oversized cards, but they do fall within the guidelines for what I would consider rookie card status. The R312s, even though they're premiums, and there's some other premiums from the similar time frame, such as the 36 Gaudi wide pens, the R314s. Those are more of a card stock. The R312s is a much thinner, very much like a paper premium, almost not quite newspaper thin, but more paper. It's an oversized card. But I certainly would not fault the collector that wants to collect that 36 R312 as a Mize rookie. I opted to go with the 38 4-on-1 exhibits. There's no other individual Mize cards or cards with less than 4 players in between those two. So those are your two choices. I opted to go with this one, which is more like a postcard. The other one is a premium, a thinner paper, but also could be considered a Mize rookie. So that's going to wrap up today's episode. Another look at another 16 Baseball Hall of Famers and true rookie cards. We're all the way up to the M's now, so we're probably close to halfway through the alphabet and halfway through the Hall of Fame roster. Just a quick note, I don't think I mentioned this before yet. When I put this guide together, this was around 2015. And the images that I had access to, I believe, went through 2014. So everybody who's been elected to the Hall of Fame over the past 10 or 11 years are not included, and you won't see them in these videos because the book is actually 10 or 11 years old at this point. Someday I may go back and republish this and add the current players and bring it up to date. I don't really have plans to do that at this time, but it's always a possibility. So anyway, hope you found some interesting cards here today, and hope you liked the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.